बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। अज्ञानतिमिरा धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। बरहापीडं नटवरवपु कर्णयो कर्णिकारं बिभ्रद्वासः कनककपिशं वैजयन्तीं च माला रन्ध्रान्वेनो रधरसुधया पूरयन् गोपवृन्दै वृन्दारण्यं स्वपदरमणं प्राविशद्गीतकीर्ति। नमः कमलनाभाय नमः कमलमालिने नमः कमलपादाय नमस्ते कमलेक्षण यो ब्रह्माणं विदधाति पूर्वं यो वै वेदांश्च प्रहिणोति तस्मै तद्ध्वं हदेवमात्मबुद्धिप्रकाशं मुमुक्षुर्वै शरणमहं प्रपद्ये। बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। प्रिय सज्जनों, प्रिय भक्त समुदाय, दिव्यात्माओं, महानुभाव, most dearest devotees of the Supreme Lord, the Divine Souls. First, let me say Radhe Radhe to each and everyone, and my pranam, my humblest prostrations to all of you. Very special welcome to our viewers on social media also, Facebook, YouTube, Bhakti TV, etc. As you know, we have been listening, trying to understand the dohas, divine couplets composed and written by Jagat Guru Tam Shri Kripalu Mahaprabhu in his most divine book, Bhakti Shatak. Many, many books he's written. This is one of the most special ones. 100 dohas or divine couplets containing all the philosophy of the Vedic, Sanatan Vedic Dharma, Sanatan Vedic scriptures, Vedas, Puranas, Mahabharata, Ramayana, Gita, etc. So far we've completed, last night we completed Doha number 28. So we'll now continue to Doha 29. Jai Radhe Krishna, Radhe 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 Krishna, Radhe
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 Krishna Kripa Binu Jai Nahi, Maya Ati Balwan, Radhe Radhe.
Krishna Kripa Binu Jai Nahi, Maya Ati Balwan, Radhe Radhe.
Krishna Kripa Binu Jai Nahi, Maya Ati Balwan, Radhe Radhe.
Krishna Kripa Binu Jai Nahi, Maya Ati Balwan, Radhe Radhe.
शरणागत पर हो कृपा, यह गीता को ज्ञान, राधे राधे।
शरणागत पर हो कृपा, यह गीता को ज्ञान, राधे राधे।
शरणागत पर हो कृपा, यह गीता को ज्ञान, राधे राधे।
शरणागत पर हो कृपा, यह गीता को ज्ञान, राधे राधे।
जय राधे कृष्ण राधे, राधे राधे कृष्ण 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 राधे।
बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। कृष्ण कृपा बिनु जाय नहीं, माया अति बलवान। माया अति बलवती है। माया इज एक्सट्रीमली पावरफुल। अति बलवान, extremely powerful. And so, without the grace of Shri Krishna, Krishna Kripa Binu, without the grace of Shri Krishna, Maya will not let go of us just like that. It's not going to go. Sharanagat par ho kripa. And how are we going to get the grace of Shri Krishna? Only if we completely surrender to Him. Yeh Gita ko Gyan. This is the philosophy of the Gita. Ved everywhere. Maya Why is Maya so powerful? Ati Balavati Maya. The Jnanis, they don't accept something called Maya. जो अद्वैत लोग है, ज्ञानी है, जगत गुरु शंकराचार्य के अनुयायी है, ये लोग नहीं मानते हैं कि कोई ऐसे माया चीज है. The Advait philosophers, the non-dualists, especially the followers of Jagat Guru Shankaracharya, don't accept there is something called Maya. They say it's an imagination of the mind, mithya. Managaran. It's an imagination of the mind. Shankaracharya says, just as someone is walking in the dark and he mistakes there's a piece of rope lying in the ground and he mistakes it to be a snake, in the same way we have become confused and formed the illusion of Maya. So is Maya an illusion? Everything we see, is it our imagination? In other words, I'm imagining you, you're imagining me, and we all have the same imagination. So if this is just our imagination, then why is Maya so powerful? That yogi, rishi, muni kaapte hai. Yogi, rishi, muni, Brahma, Narad, they all shake with fear in front of Maya. We are told in the scriptures. Why? So, the highest authority is called Ved. Ved means these are the words of Bhagavan himself. Divya, they are divine. Never had a beginning, will never have an end. The Vedas say, Mayam prakritim vidyan mainam tu Maheshvaram tasya vaiva bhutaistu vyaptam sarvamidam jagat. Shvetashvataropanishad chapter 4 verse 10. Mainam tu Maheshvaram. Maya is Prakriti, nature, and Maya is the power of God. Bhagwan ki Shakti hai Maya. So Bhagwan is all powerful, so any power that belongs to Bhagwan is all powerful, since Maya is his power. In other words, according to Ved, Maya is not an imagination of our mind, it's not false. Parasya Shaktir vividhaiva shruyate swabhaviki jnana balakriyacha Ved. Maya is the power of God. Thousands of mantras, Ved mantras. In Gita also, Shri Krishna says, Daivi hesha gunamai mama maya duratyaya. Chapter 7 verse 14 Gita. Shri Krishna says, no. Maya is not an illusion. Daivi hesha. Maya is a divine power. A power that belongs to Shri Krishna. He says very clearly, Mama Maya, Meri Maya. Maya is the power that belongs to Shri Krishna. It is his power. Very clear he said. Chapter 7, verse 14, Gita. And so, no one can cross Maya by themselves, by their own effort. Tulsidas also says in the Ramayana, So dasi Raghubir ki samujhay mithya sopi छूटै न राम कृपा बिनु नाथ कहूँ पद रोपी. Tulsidas ji says, no bhaiya, Maya is not an illusion. वो मिथ्या नहीं है. Maya is a dasi, so Raghubir. Dasi means the maid servant. In other words, Maya is the power of Bhagavan. It's not an imagination of the mind. Nath jiva tava maya moha so nistarhi tumhari hi choha. Tava maya. Maya, your Maya, has deluded the individual souls. Your Maya, Tulsidas is saying to Bhagavan, your Maya. In other words, the power of Bhagavan. So because Maya is the power that belongs to Bhagavan, to Shri Krishna, that's why, and Shri Krishna is all powerful, Sarva Shakti Iman, Bhagavan, all powerful, infinite power. So any power that belongs to Shri Krishna will also be all powerful. This is why Maya is so powerful. So, being a power that belongs to Shri Krishna, it is His power. If we want to become free from Maya, we have to win over Shri Krishna. Please Him. Win over Him. No Rishi, Yogi, Muni, Jnani, no one can become free from Maya by their own effort. Very clearly Shri Krishna is saying in the Gita, Devi Hesha Gunamai Mama Maya Duratyaya Mame vaye prapadyante maya metantarantite. Chapter 7 verse 14, I just told you that Shri Krishna is saying Maya is a divine power that belongs to Him. So no one can become free from Maya by their own effort, their own strength. So how to become free? In the second line of that verse he says, Mame vaye prapadyante. Prapadyante means complete surrender. Ev means only. Ma means to me, to Shri Krishna. He says only the one who completely surrenders to Him, to Shri Krishna, can become free from Maya. In other words, only when Shri Krishna will tell Maya to leave, only through His grace, then Maya will go. Otherwise, impossible. Tulsidas is saying the same thing in the verse I just told you. So dasi Raghubir ki samujhay mithya sopi chutay na Ram kripa binu. Without the grace of Shri Ram, chutay na Ram kripa binu, nath kahu padaropi. Only when Bhagwan, when the Lord will shower His grace, we'll become free from Maya. Mudha bhed yadyapi krita maya, binu hari jayana koti upaya. You can try millions and millions of things, Maya is not going to let go of us by just saying it's an imagination of the mind, mithya. Only when Bhagavan will shower His grace. And when will Bhagavan shower His grace? Is there a condition for attaining Bhagavan's grace? Kripa? Todasyeva sharana amahasya Rigved. Shri Krishna says, just as I have said in the Vedas, first you will have to surrender to me. In Gita also He says, only the one who completely surrenders, then He will shower His grace. Vedas say, Te tva mada indra madayantu shushminam tu viradhasam jaditya eko devatra dayase Rigved. The moment we completely surrender to Shri Krishna with complete faith, He will free us from the ocean of Maya and give us divine bliss, divine happiness forever. Complete surrender. Mamekam sharanam atmanam sarvadehinam yahi sarvatma bhavena yayasyahya kuto bhayah. Bhagavad Mahapurana. Shri Krishna says, Udho, 11 Canto, 12th chapter, 15 verse. Udho, only if you completely surrender to me, to Bhagavan, to God, to Shri Krishna, I will shower my grace upon you, then you will become free from Maya. Otherwise, impossible. So everywhere, from Vedas to Ramayana, all the scriptures are telling us, number one, because Maya is the power of Shri Krishna, it's not an imagination of the mind, but a power that belongs to Shri Krishna. It is as powerful as Shri Krishna. Ati Balavan. Extremely powerful. So no one, no Rishi, Muni, Jnani, Yogi, no one can become free from Maya by their own spiritual strength, their own effort. Only when Shri Krishna showers His grace, we'll become free from Maya, because it's His power. Only when He tells Maya to go. And when will He shower His grace? His condition is complete surrender. We have to completely surrender to Him. Then we'll become free from Maya. Doha number 30. Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe, Radhe Radhe Krishna Radhe.
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 Jimi ho sheet nivet tina, tina dhig agini sidhar Radhe Radhe.
Jimi ho sheet nivrit tina, jina dhig agni sidhar Radhe Radhe.
Jimi ho sheet nivret tina, jin dhig agini sidhar Radhe Radhe.
Jimi ho sheet nivrit tina, jin dhig agni sidhar Radhe Radhe.
तिमि हो कृपा तिन्हि जिन मन जाए हरिद्वार राधे राधे।
तिमि हो कृपा तिन्हि हरिद्वार राधे राधे।
तिमी हो कृपा तिन्हि जिन मन जाए हरिद्वार राधे राधे।
तिमी हो कृपा तिन्हि जिन मन जाए हरिद्वार राधे राधे।
जय राधे कृष्ण राधे 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 कृष्ण 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 राधे।
बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। जिमि हो शीत निवृत्त तिन जिन ढिग अग्नि सिधार। Just as someone is feeling very cold, he's soaked in the rain, or it is very cold, winter, he's feeling very cold, sheet. And there's a fire somewhere, Agni. The closer he goes to the fire, the coldness evaporates. He becomes warm. He becomes free from the coldness. Sheet nibrit means he becomes warm. Timi ho kripa tina hi jina man jaye haridwar. In the same way, the closer we go to Sri Krishna, the closer we get to him, the more grace we will receive from him, the more kripa. A lot of people, they say, we have heard in the scriptures, we have read, that Sri Krishna is described as being Akaran Karun, Binu Hetu Sanehi. He who showers his grace without any reason, any cause. He who is causelessly merciful. We hear this, we see, we read this, yet he has not showered his grace upon us. Many have attained his grace and become saints, they have gone to his divine abode, yet uncountable lifetimes have gone and we have not gotten his grace. If he is causelessly merciful, if he showers his grace without any reason, any cause, then how come he hasn't showered his grace upon us? It's a question. The thing is, when we are very far away from Sri Krishna, we have nothing to do with him, then how can we expect to receive his grace which is being showered day and night? Let's suppose there's a thunderstorm outside, heavy rain, and you put a container outside in the rain, but you put the container upside down. Ulta rakh diya. So will we get any water in the container? All the rain will fall and no water will go in the container. Unless we put it up, standing up in the right way. In the same way, when we have turned our backs away from God, Peet kiya, from Sri Krishna, we have nothing to do with him. We are attached to the material world, our family, our friends. We are attached to things and objects in the world, to animals, etc. We have no time whatsoever with Bhagavan. And how can we receive his grace? The description of our condition in the Vedas. Dva suparna sayuja sakhaya samanam briksham parikasva jate taro nanyah pipalam swadat nashnan nanyo abhichakashiti. Shveta Shotaro Upanishad, chapter 4, verse 6. The exact translation of this Ved mantra is given in Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran. Shri Krishna says to Uddhav, Suparna vetau sadrishau sakhayau yadichayatau kritanidau cha vrikshe ekastayo khadati pippalana manyo niranno pibalena bhuyat. Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran, 11th canto, 11th chapter, 6th verse. This is what our condition is. This Ved mantra and this translation of Ved mantra, exact translation in Bhagavad is saying there's a tree, Briksh. On the tree there are two birds, do pakshi baithe, sitting. One bird is Paramatma, Shri Krishna, Bhagavan, God. And one bird is Jivatma, the individual soul, we people. One bird is turned back to the other bird. The position of the two birds are like this. Ek dusre ko peet kiya. One bird is eating the bitter fruits of the tree and suffering. The other bird looks on quietly, does not disturb. So this bird that's turned back, that's us, the individual soul. The tree, these two birds are sitting in our heart. Bhagavan, Shri Krishna, and us, the individual soul, both are sitting in the heart. And we have turned our backs away from Him. Both very close, not even 1 inch distance. Very close. Ya atmani tishtati. The individual soul resides in God, so close. Not even 1 millimeter. But we have turned our backs. Because we have forgotten who we are, identifying with the physical body. From beginningless time, we have turned our backs away from Sri Krishna and we are searching for happiness in the world. We're going in the wrong direction. We want to go to Miami from Atlanta. We have to go south. Instead of going south, we go north. We're going in the wrong direction. Nobody has been able to convince us that the happiness we are searching for we'll find in the other direction. Make about turn. Right about turn, left about turn. We like this, do this. This is Bahar Mukhta, this is San Mukhta. And we'll find everything. So how can we receive His grace? It has been showered day and night. So we have to surrender. We have to go close to Him. Close meaning, doesn't mean they're already very close. As I mentioned, we are living in Bhagwan. Close means loving Him. Realizing that He alone belongs to us. He alone, by knowing Him alone, we'll attain happiness. Getting close to Him. So just as you're very cold, you're feeling very cold, it is winter or you're soaked in the rain, there's a fire somewhere, you see the fire, but you don't feel the warmth. But if you go closer, the closer you get to the fire, the more you feel the heat. Naturally, you will start to feel warm. And you go very close, all the coldness will go away. In the same way, we have to get close to Sri Krishna. The closer we get to Him, the more we love Him, the more we make Him our own, automatically we will receive His grace. Open our heart. That's all we have to do. Turn towards Him. Surrender to Him. Open our heart to His grace. Realize that He alone belongs to us. So more we do that, the more closer we get to Sri Krishna, the more we will receive His grace. The grace has always been showered. The reason why we are not getting it, we haven't received His grace, because we have turned our backs away. We have nothing to do with Him. Sometimes we do puja, we do havan, we go to place of pilgrimage, we do jap, all kind of things we do. Not because we love Sri Krishna or want to get close to Him, because we think we'll get more of the world. We love the world so much. Instead of loving Sri Krishna, we love the world. Our family, our friends, our bank balance, our motor car, animals. So much things we are attached to. We have no time for Sri Krishna. And even if we seem to be praying, we're going to mandir, etc. We're doing puja. What are we doing it for? To get more of the world, not to get Sri Krishna. We are praying, hey Sri Krishna, please please help me get a good job. Please let me win the lotto. Please let me get a very handsome boy to get married to. Please let me get a very beautiful girl to get married to. I don't have children, please give me children. Or my wife is very sick, please cure her, etc. Because that decision is so firm that I will get happiness in the world, that ignorance is there. We keep praying for the world also. Nobody prays for Shri Krishna. Nobody has been able to convince us. And as I mentioned before, this will only happen when we take shelter in a saint, in the true Guru. Only Guru can give us that knowledge. Otherwise, we'll keep praying for the world. We'll do everything. We'll go to mandir, we'll do puja, we'll do havan, we'll do jap, we'll sing bhajan, we'll go to place of pilgrimage. Everything we'll do. Read Gita, Ramayana, Bhagavad, everything. But with the understanding that if I do all these things, I'll get more of the world. God will bless me with the world. We don't want Sri Krishna, we want the world. So only when the true Guru comes, this is where Guru comes. Binu sat sang viveka na hoi, Ram kripa binu sulabhan soi. Sat sang. Sat means sant, saint. Bona fide Guru. A true Guru. Sang means associate. When we associate in the right way with the true saint, the true Guru, then only we will get knowledge, true knowledge. And that association will come only when God will shower His grace. If you think you have a Guru, a true Guru, a saint, and you're associating and yet you're becoming more attached to the material world, then something is wrong. You cannot be in the association of a true Guru, a true saint, and you're getting more attached to the material world. Something is wrong somewhere. Something is wrong. So, the closer we get to Him, the more of grace will be showered upon us. 31. Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Radhe
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 मन मैं को मत छोड़ दूं, मन मैं को मत छोड़ तू, दास जोर दे और राधे राधे। मन मैं को मत छोड़ तू, दास जोड़ दे और राधे राधे।
मन में को मत छोड़ तू, दास जोड़
मेरा भी रख साथ में, सोरसिकन सिर मोर राधे राधे।
मेरा भी रख साथ में, सोरसिकन सिर मोर
मेरा भी रख साथ में, सोरसिकन सिर मोर राधे राधे।
मेरा भी रख साथ में, सोरसिकन सिर मोर राधे राधे।
जय राधे कृष्ण राधे 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 कृष्ण 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 राधे।
मन मैं को मत छोड़ तू, दास जोर दे और। Don't give up the feeling of I. Mai means I in Hindi. Don't give up that feeling in the mind. Just add the word das, servant, and mera bhi rakh saath mein. Also keep mera, mine. Mine, this is mine, that is mine, this is mine, mera. Keep the feeling of mine towards so rasikan siramaur, the one who is topmost among rasik. Ras, rasik. Ras means Shri Krishna. Raso vaisah rasagvam he vayam labdhva nandi bhavati. Taittiriya Upanishad, chapter 2, verse 7. The Vedas say Shri Krishna is Ras. Ras means bliss. Bliss, Anand. So Shri Krishna is Ras and he is also Rasik. Rasik means the drink of the Ras. So he is Ras, bliss, and he is the drink of that bliss also. And not only he is a drinker, he is the topmost Sirumal. Rasikana Sirumal. So, in other words, make Shri Krishna your everything. The word to say I and mine is considered to be very bad. In the Ramayana, once Lakshman asked Bhagwan Shri Ram, what is Maya? Ye Maya kya hai? So Shri Krishna, Bhagwan Shri Ram, answered and said, मैं और मोर तोर तई माया. मैं और मोर तोर तई maya. Where there is the feeling of I and mine, that is the Maya. So in other words, very bad. The feeling of I and mine, possessiveness. But here the saint is telling us, keep it. Don't give it up. So in one way it's very bad, and one way it's very good. How we use it, that's all. इसकी इस्तेमाल कैसे किया, कैसे किया जाए. When we identify with the body and we think I am the body, that is bad. I am a Trinidadian, I am a Guyanese, I am American, I am Indian, I am a Hindu, Muslim, a Christian, a Buddhist, a Jain, I am a Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, Brahmin, etc. Many titles of the body. We consider ourselves to be these things. I am Ramesh, I am Leela, etc. So that is bad, because that is agyan. We don't know who we are. We identify with the body. So when the I is referring to the body, it's very bad. That is the Maya. You don't know who you are. एक दुष्ट अतिशय दुख रूपा जा बस जीव परो भव कूपा. Avidya Maya has deluded us and made us forgotten who we are. So we identify with the body. Anybody tell us anything, little things, oh, we get mood off, we get angry. Because we think I'm the body. We identify, as long as you feel, you get any feeling negative, positive, by what people say, it means you identify with the body. You don't know who you are. In Bhagavad Mahapuran, Udho Akshi Krishna, who is the greatest fool? Ye sabse bada murkh kaun hai? Shri Krishna says, the greatest fool, one who does not know who they are, he is the greatest fool. That means all of us. Sab ke sab. When somebody call you foolish, don't feel bad. It's the truth. We don't know who we are. We are the greatest fool. We don't like you. It doesn't feel nice. But we are. So, realize you're the soul, the Atma. You're not a body. And Ad, Das. Keep the I and Ad, Das. Main Das. I am Das, servant. I am a servant of Shri Krishna. Jiver Swarup Ahoy, Krishner Nitya Das. Gaurang Mahaprabhu says, the Jivatma, the individual soul, is an eternal servant of Shri Krishna. This is the nature of who we are, the soul, Atma. So by Aryan Das, you're not Aryan something that is not a fact. It is already a fact. Just realize that. Realize I am the soul, the Atma. Keep the I. Don't give it up. Keep it. The Jnani destroys the I. Destroys Mera, destroys the I. Get rid of everything. No. In the path of Bhakti, we keep everything. Keep the I. But realizing that I means I, the soul, Atma. And no one can do anything to the soul. Nainam chindanti sastrani, nainam dahati pavakaha, na chainam kledayantyapo, na shoshayati marutaha, achedyo yamadahyo hya, makledyo shoshya evacha, nitya sarvatastaru chaloyam sanatanaha. Chapter 2, verse 23 and 24, Gita. The Jivatma, the individual soul, is indestructible. No one can touch it, do anything. It cannot be caught by any weapon. It cannot be burned by fire. It cannot be wet by water nor dried by the wind. When you realize I'm the soul, the Atma, you don't get affected. Somebody can praise you to the highest, same thing. They can abuse you and insult you to the highest, same thing. Abuse and praise, you treat it alike. You don't get happiness nor sorrow. But that only comes when you know that I am soul, Atma. Not by reading a book or hearing, realize it. And not only that, but I am a servant. Don't be the Jnani, Aham Brahmasmi, I am Bhagavan. No. Shivoham, Shivoham, not that I. That I am God. My Das. So the Jnani says, Shivoham, Shivoham, Aham Brahmasmi, I am God. The Bhakt, the devotee says, Dasoham, Dasoham. He never says Shivoham. He never is going to even think, in dream even, to sing such a thing like I am God, Shivoham. A devotee will always say, Dasoham, Dasoham. I am a servant of Radharani, I am a servant of Sri Krishna. My Das. So keep the I, our Das, which is a fact. And keep Mera also. In the world, Mera is bad. Having possession, my house, my motor my bank balance, this my. Mera, Mera, Mera. Having the feeling of possession. Nothing belongs to us. Again, that comes from the feeling that I am the body. This is my mommy, this is my daddy, this is my child, this is my bank balance, etc., etc. Because I am body. When you realize I am the soul, the Atma, soul belongs only to Sri Krishna. Every relation of the soul, Tvameva Mata cha Pita Tvameva, Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvameva, Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva, Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. We say the prayer. We say from the mouth only. There's no feeling in the heart. What is the prayer saying? Tvam ev, tu he, you alone. We are saying to Sri Krishna, to Radharani, Hey Radharani, Hey Sri Krishna, you alone are my mommy, you alone are my daddy, you alone are my friend, you alone are my companion, you alone are my wealth, you alone are my knowledge, you alone are my everything. Tvameva sarvam mama deva deva. Because I am soul, Atma. Soul belongs only to Sri Krishna. And everything in the world, how can we claim ownership for that which doesn't belong to us? Data ikram bhikari sari dunya. God alone is the giver and benefactor of everything. Everything belongs to God. We all beggars. How can a beggar earn anything? When we say my house, my moruka, my bank balance, we are revolting against Bhagavan. We are claiming that which doesn't belong to us. I'm not saying destroy your house, go bankrupt. No. Utilize it. God has blessed you. You give dan in the past, charity. So God has blessed you. But understand, this is not mine. This all belongs to Bhagavan, and utilize it in the right way. Don't have ownership. That's all. Do not think I am the owner. It's all blessing of Sri Krishna. He can give it, he can take it away. In a moment, you can go from billionaire to zeronaire. So don't have the feeling. So keep the mera. But what mera? That I am a servant. First I am a servant, das. Or mera, my everything is Shri Krishna. He alone. He is my mommy, my daddy, my master, my child, my wealth, my everything. Tvameva sarvam mama deva deva. Don't just say from the mouth. Feel in the heart. Make every relation with Sri Krishna. Keep the mind, keep the mera. Keep the I and keep the mind. This is mine. Only Sri Krishna is mine. Not the world. Only Sri Krishna. Then it is good. If it is directed differently to the body and to the world, then you will get more and more engulfed. That is where the Maya is. This is what Shri Ram is saying to Lakshman. Mai aur umor tor tai Maya. Where there's the feeling of I and mine. This is mine, this is yours, I am the body. That is the Maya. We don't know who we are. But when you realize that when you refer to the I as being the soul, the Atma, and you are Das, I am a servant of Sri Krishna, and then keep the Mera also, and he is my everything, then it's fine. Then you will go to Sri Krishna. You will attain everything. 32. Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Radhe
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 Samujh samujh so शाम को समझ सका नहीं कोई राधे राधे
समझ समझ सो श्याम को समझ सका नहीं कोई राधे राधे
समझ समझ सो शाम को समझ सका नहीं कोई राधे राधे
समझ समझ सो श्याम को समझ सका नहीं कोई राधे राधे
समझ मिलाई जब शाम की सके बस सोए राधे राधे।
समुझ मिलए जब श्याम की, समुझ सके बस सोए राधे राधे।
समुझ मिलई जब शाम की, समुझ सके बस सोए राधे राधे।
समुझ मिलए जब श्याम की, समुझ सके बस सोए राधे राधे।
जय राधे कृष्ण राधे 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 कृष्ण 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 राधे।
बोल राधा कृष्ण भगवान की जय। समुझ समुझ सो शाम को, समुझ सका नहीं कोई। Those who think that you can know Shri Krishna, understand Shri Krishna, that's impossible with our material mind and intellect. समुझ सका नहीं, no one can. असमुझ मिलहि जब शाम की, समुझ सके बस सोय. Yes, we can understand Shri Krishna, know Shri Krishna. How? Only when He gives us divine intellect, divine mind. In other words, to know divine Shri Krishna, we have to have divine intellect, divine mind. All right. The Vedas tell us, Tameva viditvati mityumeti nanya pantha vidyate yanai. Shvetashvataro chapter 3, verse 8. The reason for all our problems, all our suffering in the world is Maya. Maya has made us forgotten who we are. And because of that identifying with the physical body, forgotten that we are the soul, Atma, because of Maya, from beginningless time we have identified with the physical, material body. We have been rotating in 8.4 million forms of life. How to become free from Maya? Only if we become free from Maya, we'll know who we are and we will attain Shri Krishna. So this Ved mantra, Shvetashvataro Upanishad, chapter 3, verse 8, says, only by knowing Shri Krishna, God, Shri Krishna, can the Jivatma, the individual soul, become free from Maya. There is no other way. We have to know God, Shri Krishna. We have to. So on the one hand, the Vedas are telling us we have to know God. But on the other hand, the Vedas come back and say, Yasya matam tasya matam matam yasya na vedasa avigyatam vijanatam vigyatam avijanatam. Upanishad chapter 2, verse 3. That person who thinks he can know God, there is no one more ignorant than him. On the other hand, he who understands that God cannot be known, there is no one wiser than him. Jai Ho. So on the one hand, the Vedas are telling us we have to know God. That's the only way we can become free from Maya. On the other hand, the same Vedas are telling us No one can know God. He who thinks he can know God, there is no one more foolish, more ignorant than him. Now what to do? Kya kare? It's the big quandary here. The Vedas say, Nayam atma pravachanina labhyo na medhaya na bahuna shrutena Kathopanishad, first canto, second chapter, 23rd verse. Nayam atma pravachanina labhyo. By listening to lectures. Pravachan means lectures. Like I'm giving lecture here, that's a pravachan. By listening to lectures, we will not be able to find God, know God. If uncountable saints were to come and give lectures to us about God, we still will not be able to know Him. Nayam atma pravachanena labhyo na medhaya. Medhaya means intellect, buddhi. Even if we were to have the intelligence of uncountable Saraswatis and Brihaspati, the authorities of knowledge, and we try searching for God, we will not find Him. Na bahuna shrutena. By hearing about God again and again, we will not be able to find Him. Even if God Himself were to come and start giving us, talking about Himself, we will not know Him. Huh? If God were to come and stand and talk about Himself, surely we will know Him? No. God is sitting in our heart. He's pervaded in every pore of our body. What benefit are we getting? You may say, well, if He were to come as Shri Krishna, as Radha Krishna, Sitaram, and stand in front of us, we'll become unconscious with bliss. No. From beginningless time, we Jivatma, the individual soul, are eternal, beginningless. Uncountable times we have taken birth in human form. Uncountable time we have seen God. Whenever God has descended as Ram, Krishna, etc., we were there, we saw, nothing happened. Why? Go go char jah lagi man jai, so sab maya jani hu bhai. The things we have in our possession, which we grasp, which we can understand, which we see, etc. with, they are all material. Our senses, our mind, our intellect, they are all product of Maya. They are material. This eye, what does the eye do? It sees. What can it see? Material things, because the eye is material. Every sense of it. And God is beyond Maya. How are we going to find Him? Chidanandamaya deha tumhari, vigat vikar jani adhikari. Tulsidas Maharaj says, just as God is divine, His body is also divine. Chidanandamaya means divine, infinite bliss, infinitely divine. And to see divine body of God, we have to have divine eyes. Bigata vikad jani adhikari. In other words, if we were to see God with our material eyes, we will see Him as a material person, just like us, with all the defects and shortcomings just like us. This is why, from uncountable lifetimes, we have seen God, we have met saints, uncountable times. There are many people who have just come into satsang and they didn't have the opportunity to meet Jagat Gurutam Sri Kripalu Mahaprabhu, the great saint. We hear about him. Just as we have heard about Gaurang Mahaprabhu and Tulsidas, Surdas, Meera, etc., we heard about this great saint, we know his teachings, we see videos with his lecture, etc., and we think, oh, if only I had met him, I would have attained, we would have gone to Golok. Really? How many people have seen him? Did anything happen? It's a great blessing to have had his association, to meet him, but didn't mean that you were going to attain God-realization. Many people saw him and wanted to kill him. Give him a bad name, spread all kind of propaganda. Jaaki rahi bhavana jaisi, Prabhu murati dekhi tin taisi. When we meet divine entities, God and the saints who are God personified when they come in this world, when we meet a saint, we meet Bhagavan personified. The scripture says. But what happens when we meet them? How we are on the inside, we see them the same way. It gets reflected like a mirror. Exactly how we are in the inside. We are governed by three modes of Maya: Sattva gun, Rajogun, Tamogun. If we are tamasic in nature, we have evil thoughts in our mind, we only think dirty thoughts, dirty things all the time. We hanker after dirty things. And we meet God or a saint, oh, very bad man. Very, very bad man. Because I am very bad. If we are rajasic in nature, we love power, we are ambitious, we love money, etc. And we meet God or a saint, oh, he's money man. He likes money. Because I love money. Power hungry, because I am power hungry. And if we are sattvic in nature, we have good thoughts, high and noble thoughts in our mind, and we meet God or a saint, acha admi, good man, acha, better than me, but good, that's all. And God and the saints are beyond Maya. Don't think you're just going to meet a saint or Bhagwan and you'll fall on unconscious with bliss. Many people tell me over and over, oh, if only I had met Maharaji, I would have gone to Golok. Really? Why was I so, this great misfortune, bad luck, I didn't get to meet him? It was a great blessing to meet him. But you can still get everything. Everything is there. Sometimes better we didn't meet him, because then we would not have committed nam aprad. We meet a saint and we judge. Why does he walk like that? Why does he dress like that? Why does he eat like that? Why does he talk like that? All kind. We're going to think negative thought. And that is nam aprad, the greatest sin, unpardonable sin. We just hear, so great, if only I was there. We were there when he came as Gaurang Mahaprabhu. Many uncountable saints we have met in uncountable lifetimes. When we have met Bhagavan, we have seen Bhagavan uncountable times. Then we have seen saints also. Nothing happened. unless we surrender the intellect, surrender the mind, take shelter, knowing it is our greatest fortune to meet a true saint, that we are meeting God personified, when that faith and belief is there, that whatever he does is only for my benefit. It is not easy. Our nature is to judge everywhere and everyone. If Bhagavan comes, we will also. When the Lord came as Sri Ram, how many people said all kinds of things and forget about when he came as Sri Krishna? No one spares, even Bhagavan. The nature of the world. Avajananti mamurha manushim tanumashitam param bhavam ajananto mama bhuta Maheshvaranand. Chapter 9, verse 11, Gita. Shri Krishna says, unaware of my divine nature that I am Bhagavan. The same would apply to a saint. Ignorant human beings, we people, under the control of Maya, we mistake them for ordinary human beings. And we judge. That's why we don't get benefit. So this is why the Vedas are saying, Nayam Atma Pravachinena Labhyona Medhayana Bahuna Shrutena. And if we think we can know Bhagavan through the performance of Vedic rites and rituals, puja, fasting, charity, reading the Vedas, etc., then listen to what Sri Krishna says in the Gita. Naham Vedayana tapasa na dane na chejaya. Chapter 11, verse 53, Gita. No amount of study of the Vedas, fasting, charity, yajna, etc. will help anyone to know Bhagavan. So how are we going to know him? And the only way to become free from Maya is by knowing him. So the first line in that Ved mantra, Kathopanishad, first canto, second chapter, 23rd verse, tell us how we cannot know. The second line of the same mantra says, Yame Vaishya Vinute Tina Labhyas Tasyaisha Atma Vivinute Tanugwam Swa. Kathopanishad, first canto, second chapter, 23rd verse. The Vedas are saying God, Shri Krishna, can be seen, known and attained only by those upon whom he showers his grace, his kripa, his prasad. Only when he showers his grace, his kripa. No other way. When he showers his grace, he gives us divine intellect, divine eyes, we will see him. We will know him. Everything depends on grace, kripa. Then we will know Shri Krishna. Otherwise, you think you're just going to know by reading or by listening to lecture, etc. No. So we have to go to a true guru, a true saint, take shelter in the guru, in the saint, follow his instruction, Agya Palan. Through his teaching, we learn how to surrender to Sri Krishna, the condition for attaining grace. And Sri Krishna will shower his grace, we will know him, we will attain him. We will then be able to understand Sri Krishna. Otherwise, impossible. We will stop here at the verse at Doha number 32 and we'll continue from that. Bole Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai, Radha Rani ki jai, Siyavar Ram Chandra ki jai, Pavan Sutta Hanuman ki jai, Srimad Sadguru Sarkar ki jai, Shri Yugal Kunj ki jai, Shri Gurudham Bhakti Mandir ki jai. Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe